But when it comes to people that are disrespectful to me, towards me, I will call you out. You better believe I will call you out, and I will not take that disrespect whatsoever. Hey sluts, and welcome back to another video. If you guys have not followed me on my Instagram or my TikTok, it'll be somewhere up here on the screen, you guys. Go ahead and follow me. I would greatly appreciate it. For today's video, we are going to be talking about RESPECT, find out what it means to me, right? Respect, right? Because we should all be respected. As individuals, as people in our workforce, as people in general, we should all be respected and have mutual respect for people that we come across and have in our lives. Unfortunately, this is the real world, and that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen, unfortunately. And by the title of this video, there are many different ways that I could go about this. However, I will say, I am not someone that believes that respect is given and not earned. I firmly believe respect is earned, not given. You know, people will say, oh, well, you have to respect them because of this, that, and the third. Or, oh, well, you have to respect them. Now, does this mean that I walk amongst the world and disrespect people that I don't like or whatever? No. Right? If someone was to look at me the wrong way, do I disrespect them? No, right? Because they're probably not looking at me. They're looking at something behind me. Or maybe that's like RBF. People have RBF, you know. But I'm not walking on this earth disrespecting anyone and picking and choosing, right? That's not what that means. For me, respect is always earned. It is never given. Whenever I meet someone that's like new, for example, whether that could be colleagues, whether that's a new friend, whether that's a new roommate, just whatever, it could be anything. Automatically, my instinct automatically is just to be kind and have respect. Automatically, right? You will always get that free pass from me the first time. The first time, you will get that free pass. If, let's say, you start saying some disrespectful things that don't align with my morals, calling me out of my name, you know, whatever the case may be, right? That's when the respect that I have automatically given you in the beginning goes down. All the way down. That's what it does. It goes down. And I don't care who you are, where you're from, how old you are, what you look like, what you have, what you don't have. I don't care about none of that stuff. You don't get to disrespect people and expect respect from the people you disrespected. You don't. And this is something that I go back and forth on because people will say, respect your elders, right? And obviously, first instinct, like I've always said, I do. I always respect the people that I meet. I always introduce myself, respect, show respect, and I expect respect given, right? And we cannot be giving free passes just because of this, or just because of that, or just because of this and this. We can't. You don't get to just blatantly disrespect me, and I'm supposed to look like I just got played in my face. And be like, okay, and just keep showing respect. That is absolutely not okay. Not okay. What I always do is show respect. I give you that one free pass in the beginning. One free pass is all you get. Show you respect, whatever, cool. And then from there, test the waters, you know? And if this person's cool and respectful, great, we have no problem. Respect for life. Respect for life. However, there are some cases where people just expect to be respected because of this, that, and the third. And I'm just not going to do that. Respect is earned. You earn respect. You earn it. You cannot be going around here first of all, maybe being an awful person. Let's just, in general, being an awful person, not being held accountable, not being told off, not being told when you're wrong, everything. You can't go live this world like that and expect for everyone to respect you, because that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen for you. It's not. People are going to see right through it, and they're going to go, okay, this person has never been told no, or this person has never been told their behavior is unacceptable. And there have been so many cases where, and this isn't just like elderly people, it's wide range of people, right? Where they just automatically are disrespectful in a way. And then when you try to stand up for yourself, you know, or others, they'll immediately tell you that you're being disrespectful, that they're, that you need to respect your elders, that they have this, they have that, this is what I do, whatever, cool. And I don't follow that rule. I don't care. Me personally, I don't care where you come from. I don't care who you are. I don't care about your age. I don't care about none of that stuff. You are not going to disrespect me, especially when I have done nothing but treated you with kindness and respect. You know, you're not going to do that. Not around here, partner. Not around here. Not around here. And I think that's the thing about our generation, that we just don't take disrespect anymore. You know, you'll see it in like older generations where people have taken disrespect, have kept their mouth shut, and have just kind of moved on through life. Almost being a punching bag in a way, which I hate to say it like that, but that's pretty much what it is, because they don't vocalize or stand up for themselves. Or because society has told them you can't be disrespectful to this group of people, you can't be disrespectful to this group, you get, and just so forth and so on. And I really like that our generation is not putting up with that. We don't really give a fuck, actually. If you're gonna say some disrespectful shit to my face, I'm going to return the favor. I am a living, walking boomerang. What you throw at me will eventually come back to you. And that's how I've always lived my life. I have had to learn that you cannot be nice to everyone, and you cannot be respectful to every single person, because some people take advantage of that. Some people disrespect you in different ways, and some people think it's okay. Some people think, oh, it's fine, I'm this, oh, it's fine, I'm that, oh, it's fine, I have this, oh, it's blah, 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 blah. And that's not the case. That's not the case. For me, I will never allow someone to disrespect me and not get told, hey, what you're doing is wrong, or hey, it's funny you say this because you do this, or hey, no. I am someone that very comfortably calls out people. And I call out people in a serious way. A lot of the time it's very serious if I feel disrespected, right? You know, if I put up my guard up. But other times it's very jokingly, right? Jokingly, I'll call out people, and it's like, again, for me, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And anyone that is my friend knows that I'm not someone that keeps my mouth shut when calling out somebody. Even if you're my friend. Like, if you're my friend, I'm not gonna disrespectfully call you out, but like, I will say, oh, well, this is kind of not wrong because you did this. Or, oh, didn't you actually do that last week? You know, and it's like, and then I laugh and like crack up, whatever. But then we have a conversation about like, you know, this and that, and like, we can't be hypocrites, and etc., etc. And you shouldn't either. You should not be taking that disrespect. Whether this is towards you or towards someone you love or someone close to you. For example, we could use this example. If someone is disrespecting a group of people, and you are, let's say, friends with this person who's disrespecting a group of people, right? It is your duty to speak up on that. Unless you believe what they believe in, or unless you agree, then that in itself, it shows about you and who you are and what company you like to keep around, right? If I'm disrespecting black cats over orange cats, unprovoked, right? Disrespecting them, and my friend loves black cats and has black cats, I would expect my friend to stand up for the black cats, right? I would expect that. If my friend doesn't, they probably feel the same way. Unfortunately, they probably feel the same way. And I hate to say it, but it is true. This is not just about standing up for yourself, right? Like I said, this is about standing up for others as well. If you believe in something, if you know something that others don't, or believe that something is true, and someone else is disrespecting the person that you know, I would hope that you would stand up for the person you knew. Because regardless of it, I don't care if it's disrespect towards me or disrespect towards one of my friends. Regardless of it, you're not going to do that shit around here and around me, especially if I don't agree with it. And people, again, will always say, you can't disrespect this group of people. Same with your parents. People will say, respect your mom and dad, respect your mom and dad, respect blah, blah, blah. Sometimes your mom and dad have been disrespecting you for so long because they have never been called out on their behaviors. They never have. And this also happens with men, right? If you live in a household, especially in Mexican households, right? Where all my Latinos at, woo! Yeah. Mexican households, right? Hispanic, Latinx households. The men are very much prioritized over the girls in the family, which is honestly really fucking bizarre and crazy. Really fucking bizarre. But the men get so many free passes and the women don't. You know, here's the thing. The men will not cook, not clean, not do this, that, and the basic human things, right? And then when the girls in the family speak up about that, the mother is like, well, you know, he works so hard and he does this, and you know, if you want a husband, you're gonna have to cook and you're gonna have to clean, mija, and blah, blah, blah. And that in itself is disrespectful. It is disrespectful because men in a household, boys in a household, whatever, are able to cook, are able to clean, are able to do everything that women are able to do. And these are just the society norms and the patriarchy that is so normal and the gender roles and everything. And it's not okay. Again, it's disrespectful. Again, respecting your mom and dad. You have to respect your parents. They're your parents. You have to respect them. You don't. You don't have to respect anyone that disrespects you. You do not have to do that. And just because your parents gave birth to you, raised you, supported you, doesn't mean that you have to respect them, especially if they disrespected you in many fucking ways. Now, I'm not saying this to go and cuss out your mom and dad and do, no, not at all, no. However, if they have disrespected you, you should freely be able to stand up for yourself and not put up with that disrespect, especially with your family. Unfortunately, there are some families out there that you can't do that for multiple reasons where you can't stand up for yourself. And to those people, I see you, I hear you, and I feel for you. But to the rest of the people, I would hope that you would stand up. Stand up for yourself, have a voice for yourself, and a voice for others. And once again, just because you are a parent, an elder, have some sort of title to your name, know certain people, blah, 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 whatever the case may be, own businesses, whatever, does not mean that you get to disrespect people unprovokedly. Doesn't mean that you deserve respect from every single person you see, because that is not the case. Respect is earned, not given. And I know some of you guys are probably going to be like, well, didn't you say that you give a first chance? I did. And in that sense, I just mean that I'm not going to be disrespectful. You know, I'm going to say hi, I'm going to shake your hand probably, or give you a hug or whatever, you know, warm and smile, and just have a conversation. When I mean that respect is earned, not given, you can't just give respect to every single fucking body. That's the thing. Especially if someone shows you their true colors. Or, in this case, right, if you've heard this person and you don't agree a lot with what they're saying and everything else, but you never met them personally, and then you finally meet them, you're not forced to give them respect. You're not forced to do that. That is not obligated of you. Again, if someone is talking very badly about black cats, but they're okay with orange cats or, you know, white cats or whatever, but they're talking bad about black cats, and you know someone is talking bad about black cats and I've heard them, when you meet that person talking bad about them, you don't automatically get to give them respect if you don't want to. And you have to stand up for what you believe in. That's also another thing. We must stand up for what we believe in. And if we have to disrespect, we can and we will. That's just what it is. Respect is earned. It is not given, especially not with me. Especially not with me. I refuse to take disrespect. And I refuse to hear the fucking excuses that people make when you boomerang it back to them. It's unacceptable and it's not okay. That is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to me rant. This has been something that has been on my mind for years and years and years. And like you guys know, I always have a notes app on my phone whenever I have a video idea. If you guys do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, you guys. All my social media will be down below. Once again, hold my hands and we will say this together. I will not accept a life I do not deserve. And I will see you guys in the next video.